It's the penultimate round of top 16 games, and it's a crucial matchup in Group E as Segafredo versus Bologna host Partizan NIS Belgrade in the Palladosa in Bologna, Italy. A venue which holds over 5,700 fans, and most will be hoping for another home win as the top two sides in the group go head-to-head. Partizan arrive in Italy off the back of a comfortable win last week at home against Darüşşafaka. It was a result that gave them the tiebreak against the Turkish team, and also means that if they can get a road win here tonight, they will qualify for the quarterfinals as Group E winners with a game to spare. It was defense that was the key last week. Partizan held Darüşşafaka scoreless in two big runs. The first started 54 seconds from the end of the first quarter and ended, 4:40 remaining in the second quarter. So a run of 6 minutes and 14 seconds. The second run started 29 seconds from the end of the third and lasted 6 minutes and 18 seconds of the final quarter. So a total of 12 minutes, 32 seconds in which they scored 28 unanswered points. And there was no way back for Darüşşafaka last week. Can they repeat that same sort of performance here tonight? Well, Bologna, this is the second of two successive home games. Unbeaten on home boards this campaign. Another home win would really put them in the box seat to qualify ahead of a final round showdown in Istanbul against Darüşşafaka. Last week, it was Julian Gamble who led the home charge, a EuroCup career best game for the American centre, who had a double-double of 21 points and 11 rebounds, while Vince Hunter impressed inside with 13 points. This is a big game in Group E, and who will come out on top at the end of this one. Well, the quarterfinal barrier was broken yesterday when Tofaş Bursa became the first club to secure its ticket to the next stage despite not playing. And the inside of the Palladosa is starting to build up a nice atmosphere. Round 5, top 16 of the 7 days EuroCup for 2019-2020, and it's Segafredo versus Bologna up against Partizan NIS Belgrade, the top two in the group, going head-to-head here in Italy. So here are the results in the group, and Darüşşafaka with a big win against winless Trento yesterday evening. Well, there's some other big games going on, most notably in Group G, as we see the standings of Group E, and you can see here that, well, that's the top two, but as I mentioned, if Partizan win, they will win the group with a game to spare, and it would mean that Bologna go to Istanbul in a winner-takes-all, essentially, although Bologna have an advantage having beaten Darüşşafaka in their first meeting, which was on these boards here. You're just going to Group E, or Group G, sorry. That is a fascinating contest Coach, there, as we hear from the coaches now.
For you and for Virtus, what should you avoid doing during the game?
I would change your question in what should we do.
Okay.
So I believe it will be a different game, and we need to be extremely focused on every possession, on offense and on defense, try to run, and same time try to make them play half-court offense. It's not easy. They are a very talented team, a lot of experienced players, but it's a nice game to play.
Okay, grazie.
Some thoughts there. The Italian coach at Partizan.
An important European night for Virtus. What can be the key factor of the game?
But definitely controlling the rhythm, controlling the turnovers and offensive rebound, which this is the biggest strength of Partizan, is they have a long team. They really play in a high rhythm, a lot of ball handlers, so we got to really play up to our best.
Okay, grazie.
Yeah, both coaches looking forward to this one. I'll just get you through that Group G information. Yeah, a little earlier on, Unix Kazan got the better of Ritas Vilnius, and in the other game, Monaco are leading by 15 in Galatasaray. And if those two results remain the same, then Group G will be sewn up. So Unix and Monaco will both qualify for the quarterfinals with a game to spare. So some big results potentially in Group G. Unix will go through anyway, regardless of the Monaco win margin. Here is the roster for Partizan. And, well, number 10, Onion Yaramaz, coming off a career best game last week. And the fans making this a fantastic atmosphere. Nothing that the Partizan fans won't be shy of. The Alexander Nikolic Hall in Belgrade can be a cauldron. Virtus Bologna are trying to repay the favour. When they met last time round, Partizan gave the warmest of welcomes to Virtus head coach Alexander Djordjevic, in the top 16 opener, and then went on to dominate in a record-setting 99-81 point win. Corey Walden led the way with 23 points on a 5 for 8 3-point shooting. Gordich had 22 points at Partizan, which set a club record for most points in a half, scoring 62 in the first half. It's a club single-game mark with 14 3-pointers. Well, big names in this one. Teodosic, Markovic, Julian Gamble, who has been getting better and better through the top 16. Frank Gage, you could also throw in there for Virtus. So they also have a very, very strong side. And Sasa Djordjevic, well, he is a Partizan hero. After that buzzer beater in the European Cup final. So give Partizan the European title. Frank Gaines, who I mentioned, scored 21 points for Virtus in that round 1 game. And incidentally, that 99 points that Partizan scored was their highest score this century in EuroCup action. 14 for the greatest Stefan Vercevic. It's going to be fascinating to see how the marquee matchup pans out. Referees, crew chief Juan Carlos Garcia, second umpire Sadius Ratchis. Frank Gamble has been huge for Virtus in the top thing, averaging 15.8 points and 8.8 rebounds in just 23 minutes on the floor. He's been finishing inside with an accuracy percentage of nearly 72, and his presence in the paint has been one of the main things that have enabled Virtus' 3-game winning streak. He'll now go up as we see the starting fives: Jaramaz, Walden, Thomas, Zagorac and Jankovic. Jaramaz continues to start every game for Partizan. Torian Walden had his best game of his EuroCup career against Bologna in game 11. The man who we feel might go up against Gamble is Mosley, who leads the EuroCup with 1.5 blocks per game. Markovic, Teodosic, Weems, Ricci and Gamble start for Virtus. Markovic has started every game for the home side. Going back to Mosley, his 1.5 blocks per game have helped Partizan allow a top 16 low 43.7% two-point accuracy. And that is going to have to be key here tonight, because Virtus has a fearsome offense which ranks second, averaging 84.1 points. Well, an offense, see Sasha Danilovic, Teodosic. The attack for Virtus. There's a pair of point guards running it. Stefan Markovic and Milos Teodosic. Last week, Virtus scored 82 points through 3 quarters against Trento and finished with 29 assists. That was a new club record for a assists, including 3 players with 6 or more. Might not result in the same numbers against Partizan's defence, but it's that type of ball movement that Virtus will need to have to keep Partizan's defence on the wrong foot. And we are off and running. And it's Gamble who gets the first touch and the feed in to Militic, to Ricci, but Ricci can't keep it alive. First turnover goes Partizan's way. Partizan is one of the best defense in the competition this season, which has improved during the top 16. As the opening 3-pointer is away. And it's held its opponents to 70.2 points. And those shooting percentages all around. However, the secret in this one is to be able to keep up with the Virtus offense that has scored fewer than 83 points only once on home court the entire season. That was against Monaco. As mentioned, lit up Virtus in round 1. You need to make shots and run transition for easy buckets in this one as well. The inbound. Weems, and here is Teodosic. Teodosic looks to go over the top and starts going to his left-hand side, and the foul coming in from Rashawn Thomas. Serbian team, a Serb in charge of the Italian team as the 3-pointer comes up short and picked up by Zagorac. Zagorac accelerates down that left-hand side, goes to the bucket and is rejected by Teodosic, who got big, and the foul coming in from Yaramaz. Markovic cutting inside the Partizan number 10, it sticks out the arm. Teodosic touched by Thomas, which turns possession over. Still no score. 75 seconds has gone. Thomas to Yaramaz. Yaramaz weighing up his options, goes inside to Thomas. Thomas loses possession as Markovic reaches round for the tap. Both sides just struggling to take the ball through to the bucket. News from that Monaco game in Galatasaray. Galatasaray have lost by 12, so they keep their hopes of qualifying alive by a solitary point. Unix, however, are into the quarter-finals. Here in Bologna, we're still waiting for our first score. The foul is drawn by Yaramaz. It's Williams. Side still going Walden, the jump shot. We still wait our first score. Markovic to Teodosic. Teodosic shoots for 3. This is Markovic for 3. He comes up short. Where's the rebound going? It's been pulled down by Gamble. Back to Teodosic. He looks to swing the ball left, takes it on himself, feeds it into Gamble. Gamble with the bounce pass. And it's been left behind by Giampaolo Ricci. Both sets of players, so we're realising the importance of this contest, and a few nerves, a few handling errors as Walden looks to try and break the deadlock. 2.5 minutes gone, still no score. Yaramaz comes inside, no way through for the bounce pass to Thomas. Yaramaz goes himself up against Ricci. fouls apiece. They score. To either side, Yaramaz. Thomas finds the bounce pass in. And we finally have our opening score. Jankovic giving Partizan a 2-point lead. Response instantaneous. And it's TITANS. Third in three-pointers made in the top 16 with 9. Second in the regular season with 28. Comes up with an important one here. And how important is that for a take by Zagorac, who looked desperately close to being out of bounds, but great athleticism by the Partizan number 3. And the hook shot from Thomas puts Partizan back in front. TITANS cuts inside, bounce pass, finds Weems, who scores, draws the foul, and will go to the line. Thomas transgressing. Just going back to that Galatasaray-Monaco game, Can Korkmaz, 2 seconds from time for Galatasaray, hitting a 3-pointer to make it a 12-point game. So they were within a whisker of going out of the competition, but they stay alive just. Here, Virtus Bologna lead by 2, 6-4 in an entertaining first 4 minutes. Weems. Ricci with the bounce pass, easily picked off by Jankovic. Start shot up. Virtus player. Everybody's getting in there. Ricci. First to sit down, and Filippo Baldirossi is on. Bounce pass. Jankovic. Shot a long way short. TITANS will bring it forward. There's a bounce pass, and good covering defense from Vilicevic. Bologna look to try just swivel the Partizan defense. It's meant for Gamble. The pass, here is Gamble. Jankovic back to TITANS. It counts. It's gone against Gamble. Marcus Page bouncing off Gamble. Plenty of turnovers in the opening 5 minutes. It's more to do with what is at stake here. The pass, good finish. Jankovic with the score. Vilicevic with the assist. Straight down the other end. It opens up nicely for Markovic. Page into Vilicevic. He loses possession, does he? No, he does. No, he doesn't. He just about does enough to retain possession for his side. This is Jankovic to Marcus Page, who is cleared out. Zagorac. Marble coming on. That is Vince Hunter. This page quite weak last week, just the 2 points. Had a career high 19 against Bologna in game 11. He's third in three-pointers made in the top 16. He's missed his second effort from the stripe on that occasion. Shooting 86.2 from the line before that visit. Teodosic brings it inside. What about that for a pass? And the finish from Hunter. Gordic swings it back out. A little bit of a reach from Trifunovic. His three-pointer is away, and here is Teodosic. Teodosic for three. A little short. The rebound snaffled up by Mosley. Acceleration from Gordic. Foul comes in from Baldi-Rossi. Beautifully quick hands from Bertus. Yola comes on, 20-year-old. With the first one is Gordic. Drops the second. Just had a little chat with Mosley there as well on his way back. Oh, Teodosic always mishandles. Marble stands, and that's great defense from Mosley. They just about keep it alive here, Virtus. Shot clock is red. It's with Baldi-Rossi. Move quickly to this left-hand side. Paiola, too much on it. Rebound picked up by Trifunovic. Through the hands of Velicevic. And here will go Gordic. Gordic. Travelling call against Gordic. Atmosphere here in Italy. The game swinging one way and then the other. 11 turnovers already in the contest. Marble. There's Teodosic. Teodosic spins away, and then a lovely little pass to Baldi-Rossi. Puts up the three-pointer, too much on it. Tipped by Mosley. Must be a Bologna ball, it is. Page letting it go. Does Page get there? I'm not sure he'll get there anyway. Swung out to the left-hand corner. Baldi-Rossi twisting, turning, trying to get it away. Finds Paiola back to Baldi-Rossi. He takes on the three-pointer and sinks it as the shot clock expires. Oh, he enjoyed that one, as did the crowd. One of their own here in Bologna. Baldi-Rossi came through the juniors. Not sure where that's come from. Who indeed it went against. Technical foul has gone against there. Gianni. Gordic to Gurdic to Page. Page with the three-pointer comes up a little short, and the foul goes against Baldidossi as he tries to prevent Filicevic picking up the offensive rebound. Cool heads required by the officials here this evening. Fouls for Baldidossi. Jefinovic sticks the first one. 75%, 3 from 4 last week. What was his first visit to the line? But the 18-year-old making it look very easy indeed. Sit down. Brings it away. Teodosic driving through the middle. Lovely feed from Teodosic. Finds Vince Hunter. Hunter lays up for 2. Three-pointer. Rattles in the jaws and drops. Stefan Percevic. Teodosic going through the middle, and he loses control. And the inbound goes the way of Partizan. Teodosic, just a little wide. Let's have a look. Does he drop it? And he knees it off. Second turnover for Milos Teodosic, who gets a rest. Gurdic. Gurdic shakes a 3, comes inside from the line. The jump shot, too much on it. Where's the rebound gone? Rebound. Oh, nice work, Yaramaz. There's Mirkovic, who is on the floor. Yaramaz, as the shot clock goes red, goes to the left hand. He's in trouble now, surely. And no surprise, Hunter picks up the loose shot. Hunter rejected. Wonderful work by Mosley. In defensive mode, Gurdic come. Make it count for William Mosley with a beautiful bit of defense. He led the season in regular season in blocks, and 3rd in the top 16 in blocks. That is 5th of the top 16. And he gets a foot to it to put it out of bounds. Mosley having an absolute barnstormer at the back right now. Here he comes, doesn't give up. Thank you very much. On the wraparound. Nikolic. Markovic, sorry, throws it up. Finds the bucket. Wasteful inside Partizan at the moment. They'll look to try and improve that in the second quarter. Gurdic going left and right. Gurdic puts it back in. Scrambling defense, and that is the end of a frenetic first quarter. And it is Virtus Bologna who have the advantage. They lead by 5, much to the delight of their fans. Quarter time score, Virtus Bologna 18. Partizan Belgrade 13. Well, didn't that go by in a flash? Let's have a look at the first quarter highlights for you. Well, it took a while to get going, nearly 3 minutes on the board before Partizan got the first score. Some lovely, quick ball handling from Virtus. The three-pointer from Dosic, some nice work inside as well, but plenty of turnovers to talk about. 7 from Virtus, 6 from Partizan. An example of the quick ball handling skills on show by Bologna. The rejection from Mosley. That's the second of the 2 3-pointers that Virtus have scored in that opening quarter. Partizan was just the one. And here are the stats, well, all on the left-hand side, apart from the turnovers. And the 2-point percentage, well, that does need some work for Partizan. Improve those. Certainly that 5-point differential might not seem so bad. So can Partizan turn this 5-point deficit around in 42? That was their stunning quarter, their first stunning quarter last week in terms of defense. Zagorac is timed out. Stefan Markovic absolutely pumped. Here he is, getting it back, and Yara straight through the middle, and he's brought down by Walden. Let's have a look. So I don't think he goes over it. Walden's foot. It was Partizan player going in that challenge. Mosley trying to usher this defense, getting in amongst it once more. Ball is free. Where's that going to go? Good pick up from Paola. Markovic takes on the 3-pointer from miles out, sinks it. First points of the second quarter go the way of Virtus. And the 3-pointer forces Partizan to burn the timeout. Have another look at this. Absolute perfection from Markovic, sinks it. Thomas has plenty to say. And Virtus fans, what an atmosphere. Trying to repay Partizan for the electric atmosphere they faced in Belgrade and the loss that was dished out to them. That 18-point win could be very crucial for Partizan. They can still lose here, still have the tiebreak. What a pass that is from Walden. And Mosley, unopposed, slams it down. Mostly in on Hunter. And then round the corner, Bercevic, and enough's enough. He's perhaps fortunate to get away with it. Bercevic, well, he was never going to agree, was he? Hands in the face of Rossi. Can't sure he can have too many complaints. It's Mosley clean through the middle. Oh, can you believe it? Big chunk of the iron, and up it goes and drops. 9-point lead. As Walden lays up for 2 and has the chance to wipe out the 3-point play. David Bruno coming on. 13 minutes in the top 16 is the Virtus number 25. Walden been pretty good from the line this season, 86% throughout the whole season. Drops that one to make it a 6-point game. Corner goes on the reverse. That's come off Bercevic. James McAdoo on for Partizan. With some height in that circle. 2 meters 6 centimeters. Zagorac, who looks a little bit perplexed. Rossi to Bruno. He wants some movement, gives it to Marble. And it comes again, spinning to his right is Hunter. 3-pointer. And De La Rossi, oh, what a putback that is from Markovic. Coming at pace through the middle. Nobody in the Partizan defense saw him, and he took full advantage. Everything working in perfect unison. So Markovic off and running. He thought he might have the turnover. Page. Screen from McAdoo. 3-pointer coming in from Bercevic. He was running away. As soon as it left his hand. Change coming. Gorlic back into the fray. Taking a rest. Markovic. Swinging in front finds Rade Rossi, in turn finds Marble. Markovic shapes for 3. Close watch from Walden. Nice swing of the ball out to Corno. Rade Rossi. On the back he goes, and he loses possession. Apology to his teammates. Teodosic back in. Walden. taking over. McAdoo trying to make some space for him. Walden takes on the three-pointer and sinks it. And they are back to within 2. What an effort from Torian Walden. And the man who got a career best 23 points and a 25 index rating has come up with a crucial three-pointer. His first points of the contest, but it forces Virtus into a timeout with their lead cut from 9 to 2. Good work against Dosic. Steps back enough with that right foot. That's a well taken three-pointer. That's the fascinating thing when you come to these sort of games, the ebb and the flow. It's how you deal with the ebbs when things aren't quite going your way. Easy to play well when things are going your way. Nice pass to Dosic, no way through for Markovic on that occasion. Twisting, turning, and another ejection, this time from McAdoo. Well watched by McAdoo. Hunter span inside, McAdoo stuck with him. Dosic picks up his own pass. And it's a difficult period here for Virtus. Can Partizan take advantage of this slight wobble? Call for this on Walden. Walden has time, has space, can't deliver the three-pointer. Good rebounding from Ricci. Dosic and Walden in a real battle. Two of them all over each other. And there is Markovic again to stick in a three-pointer. He's 2 from 3 this evening. McAdoo swings it out to Bercevic. He misses, pulled down by Kunuk. Markovic, Dosic being followed by Walden. McAdoo with the foul. Three-pointer from Markovic. Miles outside, Walden back in. Thomas. To the line, 88% from the line so far this season, but he's away with the first one. Dosic in his third EuroCup season, but his first since 2006-2007. Gordic. Oh, what a pass from Gordic. A travelling call against Sean Thomas. Oh, they'd worked it nicely, Partizan. Teodosic. Bounce pass inside. And one-handed. Slammed down by Marcos Delia. Plays 24. Walden floats one. Teodosic into picking up the foul. Jankovic. First 7-point differential, 4:43 remaining in the first half. Teodosic 2 from 2 on that visit. And here comes the substitution. Devin Marble coming on. Comes off. For 3, nowhere near. Teodosic picks up the rebound. Teodosic down that right-hand channel. Back it comes. Three-pointer comes in from Ricci. And we have double digits for the first time. Sean Thomas. With another foul. Look here, Thomas handles and Teodosic brings him down with his feet. Teodosic just needs to Cornish for 3, too much on it. Where's that going to go? Teodosic brings it under control. Feeds it inside. Oh, Markovic, he's overcooked it. That's his first miss from inside. Here goes Page. Page, he misses. Put back. Where's that going? A diving Devin Marble brings it back under control. Full length dive. Through the middle and on the miss. And rejected from Thomas. Delia can't find the target. It is all happening out there on the boards. Delia has to score, surely. Thomas comes through, bats it away. Of possession from Devin Marble. Full length dive to get his hands on the ball. Teodosic going down that left channel. Teodosic, a little flick of the wrist from down so low. Marks it up and in, and it's a 13-point lead. Partizan need to get that scoreboard ticket. Yaramaz, Gordon sheds for 3, takes on Teodosic, spins back round, still trying to get the better of Teodosic. And Teodosic done the job. Gorgeous has gone down. He's picked up an ankle injury. Markovic straight across to Ast as he landed awkwardly on that ankle. In some pain. It's been just 4 points in 3.5 minutes for Partizan. That's where it's gone away from them, and he looks in some discomfort. Does Nemanja Gordic. Dosic, snap three-pointer, comes up a little short. Sean Thomas at full stretch brings down the rebound. Goes against Stefan Markovic. Partizan. Two from two. Soft finish for John. Markovic. Dosic. Markovic, Ricci again in the pocket, Ricci for three, hits it. Gianpaolo Ricci. With a huge three-pointer that takes it out to 14 and forces Partizan to call the timeout. Look at some of the action. That's the three-pointer from Ricci. Partizan just need to try get a little bit more momentum. If they can get this deficit into single figures at half-time, that's something to build on in the second half. Great support for Virtus Bologna. Partizan have as well, but concerningly, Partizan, who've been so good in defence this year, they are struggling to hold this Virtus Bologna offence. 42 points already in the contest. Dosic shapes the three again, and then loses possession. And here goes Walden. Up for two. Dosic with the turnover. Walden taking full advantage. Djordjevic not happy. So the whistle didn't go his side's way. Seconds for the officials to make that call. Of course, they see it. So nothing wrong with that loss of possession by Virtus. Dosic goes up. Just with more three-pointers. Two-pointers. Partizan starting to make it work a little bit more inside. Ricci to Markovic. Falls against Milicevic, who's not happy. So Markovic lifted his hands to throw Milicevic's hands into the air. Checks for Gianni. Second free throw from Markovic. Walden for three, hits it. Gets it back to single figures with 1:38 remaining. Standout player for them in this first half, Julian Gamble. That is best game against Bologna in game 11, and he's coming up with the goods again at the moment. Lovely pass inside from Ricci, then out this right-hand side where Marble puts up the three-pointer. Where's this one going? Brought down by Ricci, still being moved. Marble up against Yaramaz, and then the whistle goes against David Marble with a forearm push. Doesn't seem to be too much of an extension of that arm, is that? Or maybe there. A couple of instances. To improve Sasa Djordjevic's mood coming to half-time. Really important part of the contest here. They trail by 9 Partizan. There's 60-odd seconds remaining. If they can get 5 unanswered points, it makes it some ball game at half-time. Three-pointer goes up, too much on it, and Mosley tries to get the putback, but Marble robs him of possession. Teodosic bound pass to Markovic. He moves it on to Ricci. Ricci off to the right-hand side. Walden round the back. Lovely skill from Julian Gamble. Here is Page. Fumbles, but regains possession. Marcus Page into Milicevic. Walden, here's Yaramaz. Shakes for three, comes inside and draws the foul off Marble. Away. Let's have another look. Yaramaz going up and over Devin Marble. .6 seconds remain. Turnovers in the first half. Partizan unable to use the possessions they've had towards the end of this first half to bring this one back. Teodosic puts up a three-pointer to make it 12. Partizan trying to make the last couple of seconds count. In comes the three-pointer from Yaramaz, and that is half-time here in Bologna. What a big first half we've had. The Partizan defense that held strong, or fairly strong, for the first quarter, conceding 18, concede 29 in the second quarter to trail by 12 at half-time. A lot of work to do for the visitors. Half-time here, Segafredo Virtus Bologna 47, Partizan NIS Belgrade 35. Well, let's get some
Richie, how was
reaction.
the game until now?
Yeah, we are doing too many turnovers. We must take care of the ball and stay focused on what we want to do till the end. 20 minutes of fight, and we have to play hard till the end.
Thank you.
What's that? From Gianpaolo Ricci. And now the thoughts from the Partizan camp.
Vircevic, what are the things that you didn't like in this first half?
They play well. You know, we are not so solid on the defense. They score every shot. We need to play better defense, and we know to look how to coming back in the second half. You know, it's tough. They have tough home court, but I think we have energy to coming back in this game.
Thank you.
Thoughts there then from both camps as they head to the locker room. Let's have a look at some fascinating first half highlights. Partizan got the first score of the contest 3 minutes in, but then it yo-yoed backwards and forwards for a couple of scores. Then Virtus got themselves in front, and they've been there ever since. William Mosley doing well in the first quarter in defence, in which they conceded 18, but that second quarter, the Virtus offense really started ticking, scoring 29 points. Partizan got 22, but, well, they need to shore up their defense if they are to try and make a game of this in the second half. Torian Walden, the best for the visitors, 15 points for him. That's a game high 15 points. Stefan Markovic has 14 for Virtus Bologna, along with 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and also 3 steals. Walden has 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 2 steals. And those turnovers again, 11 to 9, so 20 in total. That was an incident that didn't improve Sasa Djordjic's mood, but that would have done. Teodosic 3-pointer right at the death of the first half, and as it was at the end of the first quarter, it's all on the left-hand side of the screen apart from turnovers. Partizan starting to get that 2-point percentage up, but across the board, it needs to improve if they're to come away with this. Look at the total rebounds now, out to the 10 difference in favour of Virtus. Right, we're going to have a quick break, catch up with some highlights and Player of the Week from last week, and we'll be back shortly.
Viola, Hunter, driving his weaves back to Hunter, behind the back, Richie in the corner, and Bologna firing on all cylinders. It's all working, and Vince Hunter showing the flash on the offensive end with the behind-the-back pass.
Slicing through, but getting rejected was Webster by Alex Tyus.
Perez. Diaz with a takeaway. What a play! It sets up a transition score. He settles for 3, and back-to-back 3-pointers buried by Alberto Diaz, the 2017 EuroCup MVP, coming up big in the fourth quarter here on home court.
Clevin Hanna rotates it to Perez. Perez with the shovel pass right into the numbers of Todorovic. Good help deep. Beautiful cut down the lane, though. And that is how to play a screen and roll.
Pass inside, rejected by Lekaday.
No, picked up again. Miles Basic got back. Fast break is on, sent back. Beautiful layup. Ricky Paulding with the dunk flourish finish. rest of the setup was so good as well.
Walden wants it under pressure, far side up against Korkmans. Backing down. Out defense from Poitras there. If and when required, lovely pass. Poitras gets back and swats it against his own backboard.
Gentile into the paint, slips it down low, and that is swatted away by Fitz Hunter. Oh boy!
Upstairs from Gorich, and Mosley slams it down. Watch out below. As Gorich and Mosley combine, almost gets taken out by Doran Lamb, but it just adds to the spectacular nature of the alley-oop.
That's a huge throw down from Ricky Paulding. That was a get rid of some frustration throw down right there. From the Oldenburg veteran.
Rapid ball rotation around the perimeter. Nice cut down the lane and the finish once again. Upstairs it goes on the lob. Oh, terrific finish by Mavrokefalidis. A below the rim alley-oop completed. Strong move by Lepovi. Off balance J is tipped home. Prometheus Patra's points coming from the red hot hand of Lucas Mavrokefalidis. Mavrokefalidis for three. I don't think there's any doubt about that one. All 7 of the fourth quarter points from Prometheus Patras have come from this man. What a terrific performance by Lucas Mavrokefalidis.
Coach, you asked to start from the defense. Your guys are doing it.
Yes, they are. Nevertheless, we had 11 turnovers. That's too much. We opened the game a little nervous, and 4 or 5 turnovers in a row before we started to play. But I believe we're doing a good job, and we just have to keep on playing defense like this.
Grazie. Coach, what do you need to make better in second half?
We need to grab rebounds and to try to slow them down, because we are chasing them on their offense every time. We are 2 steps late on everything.
Short and sweet from Andrea Pincieri. Whether or not his side can find those extra couple of yards, we will find out soon enough. But it has been a fascinating opening half, with Virtus getting stronger towards the middle back end of that second quarter. Can they find that? Istala Shafaga in Istanbul. They were behind, fought themselves back to within a point before eventually losing. But don't forget, they're defending an 18-point win from the first leg, the first meeting between these two. So they can keep it to under 18 points. If they are to lose, then at least they'll have the tie break against Virtus. Just need to win the second half, and that will be job done. If they can win it by 13, then so much the better, because they will qualify. As group winners for the quarter-final. Big second quarter on the home side, 29 points in it. Stefan Markovic leading the way for the home side with 14 points. Only he and Milos Teodosic in double figures for the hosts. As for the visitors, well, it's all about one man, and that's Torian Walden, number 2, has 15 points for Partizan. There he is. American guard having a storm at here in Bologna. So ready to go this second half between the top 2 in Group E. Virtus Bologna beat Partizan Belgrade by 12. Partizan get the first possession of the second half, and they'd scored the last possession of the first half. 2 back-to-back scores, see what happens. They haven't. That's a lovely feed from Thomas, and well, McAdoo carried on. The shot from Page, too much on it. Good rebounding from Thomas. Another swing of the ball. Zagorac comes inside. Zagorac tries to lay out, rejected. I think it was a combination. Was it Gamble who got in there? Now he's down the other end. Gamble can't find it. Pushed back by Teodosic. Here is Markovic. He's missed. Where's that gone to? And Gamble gives away the foul. Third foul for him. Once again. going round the outside. Walden up and over. Attempted block from Weems. Markovic. Gamble. Here is Weems. Teodosic spins inside. McAdoo up over the top to Gamble. And Thomas comes across to reject. Have another look. I think it's gone against McAdoo, has it? To the line. Gets the first. Ball against McAdoo. Foul not. It's Thomas. 2 from 2 restores the 12-point advantage. Three-pointer from Zagorac off to the right-hand side. Good rebounding from Ricci. Markovic. Teodosic. Teodosic buys some space. Foul from Page. Teodosic will get the chance for a three-point play. Warming up to come on. Zagorac. Teodosic dusts himself down. Points now for the serve. Page cuts back inside, lovely pass. And the foul by Weems and Thomas. And Thomas, 61.5% before tonight from the stripe. Go to the line here now. Reduce this deficit. High flight on the first. 2. It's the second as well. Markovic gets it back. Ricci. Markovic goes up over the top. Oh, it's been missed by Carl Weems. And now Walden down the other end. Now to Page. Page with the jump three-pointer. Oh, what a swing that is. Weems somehow missing the alley-oop. And Page gets his first three-pointer. Teodosic, he wants more three-pointers. Ricci gets the last touch. Partizan have the inbound. Walden, Thomas, Page against Weems. Page gets the screen from McAdoo. Now Thomas goes to work. Not enough on that. Good rebounding from McAdoo as he pulls it back to Page. Time and space for Thomas, who makes no mistake. 7 unanswered points for Partizan. Gets them back in this one. Teodosic Swinging it out to Ricci, time and space he's missed. Here goes Walden, 2-on-2. Walden accelerates down that right-hand channel, comes back to Thomas. He fancies the three, puts it up, thinks about it, drops. Unanswered points. Well, it's gone down as a 2-pointer, so 6-point game. Out to Ricci. Ricci on the follow-up. Hooks in the 2. Goes to the line. Shooting at 62.5% from the charity stripe. Rade Rossi is about to return to the fray. Walden gets it back from Trifinovic. Thomas. Walden waits, accelerates, lays up too much. Teodosic brings it away. Markovic back to Teodosic, up over the top, looking for Weems. And this time Weems finds his target. And a timeout called by Partizan. Just as they got it back to 6. And they have 5 unanswered points, and it's an 11-point game now. And the crowd fill the lack of action with a fantastic atmosphere. And then Teodosic, 7th assist of the evening. See why Bologna has gone undefeated on home balls this season with an atmosphere like this. Page with the inbound from Thomas. Thomas trying to turn Rade Rossi inside out, does well. I'm saying he got hit all the way in. Thomas wants to double points. Rich. Rossi, he gives it back to him. Rade Rossi, Gamble against Thomas. That paint. Gamble in traffic somehow gets the shot away. pass from Page. Yaramaz, three. He's missed it. Where's that rebound? Trifunovic, great strength from him. Weaves is called for the foul. He's on 4 fouls for the evening now, Carl Weaves. Firstly, we were the first side to qualify for the quarterfinals. Trifunovic for 3, hits it. The 18-year-old finds an important 3-pointer. Teodosic driving down that left channel. Gets past the attempted block of Mosley. Trifunovic is in space again, and back-to-back 3-pointers for the 18-year-old, making a 7-point game. Teodosic, lovely ball into Gamble, who slams home for 2. Yaramaz. Tip back. Milicevic. And Markovic with the foul. His 3rd of proceedings. From Teodosic. Through the legs it goes. Onto the fray. Some help. Yaramaz in the end. Yaramaz. Through. Steps back right on the edge. And he's absolutely wiped out in the process of shooting by Vince Hunter. Rattles the first one. Can he find the second? Second visit to the line. And he rattles in the second. Teodosic feeds it into this pocket where Baldirossi drives the baseline. Now it's Marble's turn to have a go, and Trifunovic spins away with possession. Players on this right-hand side, if they can find it. Yaramaz just slows things down. Milicevic. And then the foul from Paola. Milicevic to the line. Well, they led by 15 in this quarter. Virtus Bologna. Milicevic can make it a 5-point game if he hits both of these. So, Partizan fighting back in this third quarter. They've got to finish strongly though, 2:38 remaining. Teodosic. There's Paola. Oh yes. Oh, but there is Mosley meeting Hunter as he came through to put in the jab for yet another ejection. Bologna just being asked some more questions. Yaramaz rattled in the last two, misses this one though. Four-point game, 2:18 remaining. 63-59. Paola. Teodosic shoots for three. Teodosic now drives through the middle. And he gets the shot away. Foul goes against Zagorac. Third foul for him. Shoulders, this way, nicely done. Two from two, makes it a 6-point game. Zagorac, Yaramaz for three, hits it to half the deficit. Markovic almost mishandled. Go again, shape for three from Paola. Yaramaz goes to ground with Paola. Markovic is out of bounds. Tops are off now. Mean business. Let's have a look here. Just catching the line with the outside of the left shoe. Corner enters the fray. Yaramaz, Partizan with a slight spring in their step. Ricci with a loose left hand. Send Milicevic to the line, have a look here. So, Milicevic. Shooting 64% from the line. Making a 1-point game with this visit. missed the first one. Paper has to be removed, which has to wait just a little bit longer. Second one is good, and we have ourselves a 2-point differential. 60 seconds remain in this third quarter. Virtus Bologna 65, Partizan NIS 63. They've whittled away at this 15 deficit. Oh, Mosley, what a rejection, it's still alive. Kerno reacts the quickest. Here comes Marble, hits to Kerno for 3. Mosley's rejection counts for nothing. Yaramaz accelerates and is pushed out of play by Devin Marble's run, and Partizan might just gift up 5, possibly 6 points in the final seconds. Good touch from Devin Marble. Kerno, good work from Marble to keep it alive. Kerno, snapshot, drains it. Partizan had done so much good work. All the way through this finish to the third quarter. Final seconds. Partizan look to use the clock up. Markovic finds Teodosic. Teodosic for 3, misses. And there will be perhaps time to get a shot off. Yaramaz on its way, comes back off the rim. We won't have to just look at that. And that is the 3-quarter time hooter, and just 5 points separate these two. It was 12 at half-time, but Partizan had got themselves back into this one, courtesy of a 28-point third quarter. They've made up a deficit of 7, and now trail by 5 with 10 to go. Bologna 68, Partizan Belgrade 63. Well, what an excellent third quarter from Partizan. It looked to be going the wrong way as Bologna got the first 5 points of the third quarter, but then a run of 9 unanswered points got it back to single digits. Virtus got it back up to 11, but then another little run of points got it back to 2 at one stage before that finish. And the 3-pointer from David Kurno makes it 68-63. Great defensive effort from William Mosley. Sean Thomas played well. They had those back-to-back 3-pointers from the 18-year-old. Milos Trifinovic. And Yaramaz putting on the 3-pointer and the rejection. Back to Kerno. Kerno with the 3-pointer, and that was the last score of that third quarter. Still all on the left-hand side of the screen, but they are getting closer, Partizan. Look at that, just 1% less on 2 and 3-point shooting percentages. And the rebounds, well, they found their mojo off the glass in that third quarter. Final quarter underway. Virtus Bologna 68, Partizan NIS 63. Partizan with an excellent third quarter, but they've got to do it again. So quarter, and unless they get blown out in this final quarter, could give Partizan the tie-break against Virtus. Partizan winning the first one by 18. Got up to 15. He thought perhaps 7-point margin 2 or 3 weeks ago wasn't enough. Marble too much on it, and picks up his own rebound, stripped by Walden. And then it goes against Marble. Picking up a third foul. He's having a chat, and they're going to want to have a look at crowd back in full voice, as you would expect. Come have a look at this. See that. Thomas going up with the ball. Marble wins it. Here. Another look required from another angle. Way is this one going to go? Walden strips it down, the ball is bouncing. It's possibly your clearest angle. Well, it's gone from bad to worse for Virtus, as the unsportsmanlike goes against Marble. The referee is reasoning to Sasa Djordjevic. So Walden has a chance to open the scoring in this final quarter, which he does. Two from two. 3-point game. Partizan possession. Can't find the jump shots, and Virtus Bologna bring it away. I think there might be a little bit of nerves in this crowd as well, given how things have gone since they were 15 up. Let's have a look here. Walden with the foul. The corner on this line, a travelling call goes against Ritchie. He can't believe it, and Bologna just got to try and get a lid on this. It's getting quite emotional up there. full heads required for the home side. 25 turnovers now in the contest. Page for three. Good rebounding from Thomas. Swings it back out to Walden. Walden. Trifunovic up against Teodosic. Trifunovic, he can't find the two-pointer. Good rebounding from Gamble. Teodosic spins away from Walden. And draws the foul on Jankovic. From the line. They've had their chances, Partizan, at the start of this fourth quarter, to get their noses in front to at least regain parity. Walden, bounce pass, looking for Jankovic, but just too much on it. And Walden disappointed with himself. And Walden currently on a career high PIR of 26, having set up previous high of 25 against Bologna in game 11. That turnover has just dropped him back to 25. Now the foul is going to drop him further off that 26. Third foul. Dosic for three. Thomas brings down the rebound. Really between them in three-point percentage as Walden goes to work on the reverse. Good work by Gamble. It's going to be another foul, is it, against Walden? How's it going? Against Jankovic. Walden on the reverse. Does Gamble get a touch on it? Jankovic picks up a fourth foul. Could quite easily have been Walden picking up a fourth foul. Partizan just perhaps being a little too eager here, a little too keen to push things. They had a nice rhythm in that third quarter. Plenty of time in this game. Again, trying to be really aggressive on defense. Teodosic steps inside. Markovic for three. And he hits it. And Markovic loving it as he feeds off the energy of the crowd. Timeout called by Partizan as they just try and get a handle on this fourth quarter. The unsportsmanlike at the beginning gave them 2 points and possession, but they couldn't make the possession count. Can create this comeback, make it stick. two main protagonists of this Virtus offense. Similar contributions to Dosic with quite a few more assists. Markovic, you know, he is the main man, the all-time leading assister. EuroCup history, 579 of those three so far in this one. Yaramaz up against Gamble, swings it out to his right-hand side. Zagorac. Having done all the good things right in that third quarter, giving up possession here. Credit to Bologna for coming up with some answers to the problems posed. That goes against Gamble as he runs into Page. Page. Fourth foul for Gamble. So Page forward once again. Partizan need to get this scoreboard ticking. Only 2 points in this quarter so far. Fortunately, then Bologna only have 5. Page for three. He's been quiet tonight. He's come up short. Whistler's gone. Dosic with the foul on Mosley. Zagorac. Dosic again uses high the putback from Mosley. Good following up from William Mosley. Only his second score of the contest. And it could be an important one. Up and over the top. Page comes to take it away from Hunter, who was the intended recipient. Yaramaz puts it back. Yaramaz almost mishandles. Now he'll drive down that right channel. Stepping away, he's going to come up short. Dosic. Goes against Yaramaz on Hunter. Does enough to get the putback. 3 fouls for Yaramaz. That's Walden back into proceedings. Hunter to the line for the first time tonight. This is the first one. Shooting at 60% for the season. Spence Hunter. EuroLeague games for Panathinaikos. 2015-16 season. His first EuroCup campaign. Somewhere shy of his 17 that he scored against Ulm in the game 1 of the regular season. 3-point, too much on that one from Berkovic. Dosic. second. Nice to 8. Let's look up at the scoreboard from Dosic. Inside the final 5. He's got 22 points. And his side lead by 8. Walden bounces off Ricci. Picks up the foul. Walden 5 from 5 from the line this evening. Misses the first one. 17 from 22 now. 17 from 20 for Virtus Bologna. Takes the pace off it, and he goes. And they find a finish to this fourth quarter like they found a finish to the third. Partizan trailing by 7. Dosic. Ricci comes inside to Hunter. Dosic, turnover ball. And a 2-on-2 situation. And Zagorac draws the foul off Ricci. As he strides into the bucket. Full foul for Ricci. Zagorac goes to the line, his first visit this evening. Hits the first one. Can he find the second? So important. Yes, he can. On a 5-point game as Kyle Weems comes back in for Virtus Bologna. It's all about who can keep a cool head, make the right decisions under pressure in these final 4 minutes and 19 seconds. A low-scoring fourth quarter, just 7 points apiece. Turnover. Turnover number 18. Partizan have had 11. They've had 7 more possessions. And they're still trailing by 5. They've got to make this one count. Walden puts up the floater. Hits it. It's a 3-point game. And the hosts call a timeout. 5 unanswered points, gets them to within 3. .3:57 remains. Dosic, you can see, being very vocal, demonstrative on the bench, using all his experience. He and Stefan Markovic, they come to the fore in these final minutes. Walden continues to impress. 22 points now for Torian Walden. 1 shy of his career high set against Bologna. Game 11. Dosic to Markovic. Dosic comes back inside. It's it back from Ricci. Dosic to Ricci over the top to Gamble. Gamble up against Zagorac, and Gamble round the back. Where's that going to go? It's pulled down by Corey Walden. How important might that defensive rebound be as Partizan come forward again? Shape for three for Zagorac, goes up over the top, just had to stop and reach. And as a result, Mosley throws the interception as he tries to spread it out into that right-hand pocket. Weems spins to his left, puts up a two-pointer. That falls to Mosley. And it's finishing like it started. Nervous. He didn't get a score until 3 minutes in. And in this fourth quarter, well, we are only at a miss. Mosley thinks about the putback and then draws the foul. And Ritchie's out of the game. Mosley, who's going to the line, his first visit tonight. He's only 47% through the season. And he misses the first. Tight, nervous finish. 2-point game. We've been here before at the end of the third, and they couldn't take advantage. 6 misses from the stripe. They're 2 behind. Good pick up from Teodosic up against Mosley. Teodosic somehow creates the angle. Walden finds Page. Page shakes the three, comes back inside. Page, underhand. That was on its way down. And that'll be 2. The underarm from Page as well. 77 plays 75. What a pass! Markovic picking out Gamble, who hasn't had as high scoring a game as he's had in the last couple of matches, but that could be an all-important 2-point dunk. Oh! Walden responds with a 3-pointer. It's a 1-point game with 1:40 remaining. Career high points for Walden, 25. New career high PIR, currently 26. And then the fouls come in. Walden with the foul on Gamble. Foul number 4 for him. Rattles the first one. Everyone's looking up at the scoreboard, trying to work out what can happen. Kept alive by Partizan, who trail by 2. And Walden, their main man this evening, brings it forward. Drives down that right channel, goes up, and that is turnover ball. Walden feels he was fouled on the way through. Markovic, as we tick towards the minute mark. It's a 2-point game, 80-78. Teodosic, quite a strong pass from Markovic. Gamble picks up the foul. Zagorac, I think, has committed it. Let's have another look. Yeah, Zagorac's his fourth foul. Gamble. Three from four tonight. Important shots these. Virtus fans have been vocal all night, and they get the second 4-point game. 57.8 remaining. Walden. Zagorac, snap three-pointer, comes back off the iron. Zagorac picks it up. Walden shakes with the, he'll drive past Markovic. He floats in a two. And will go to the line. Seven. This is a hugely important throw from Walden, and he hits it. It's a 1-point game. Yet again, they get it to a 1-point game. Can Partizan find the next step? Can Virtus Bologna keep their cool head? Teodosic gets it back. Walden up against Teodosic. Teodosic goes to ground. Stolen ball, and here goes Zagorac. Scores! And Partizan lead by 1. 18 seconds remaining. And the steal and the conversion. Teodosic comes inside, goes to ground, and Gamble, well, has it nicked off it by Zagorac, who then goes the distance to put in the two-handed slam. There's the steal. Zagorac in front of Markovic, and he finds the score that gives Partizan the lead for the first time since the opening moments of the first quarter. Can Virtus Bologna find a way to turn this one around? 18 seconds remain. What a second half response from Partizan Belgrade. Can they now get it across the line with 18.1 remaining? Partizan fans in full voice. Teodosic to Markovic. Here is Gamble. Teodosic for three, misses it. Where's this one going? It's going to Walden, and Walden tries to bring it away, draws the foul with 1.9. The Partizan fans are celebrating, but it's not over yet. Walden does well to get away. Teodosic put up the three-pointer. And Baldi Rossi. Stefan Markovic not happy at all. Walden, though, has been epic this evening, and he's going to the line now. Down by 15. start of the third quarter. Gamble can only watch on. That good work from Walden. He didn't want that one going in, and he missed it on purpose to give Partizan a brilliant come-from-behind victory here in Bologna to hand Virtus Bologna their first home court defeat of the season, and in doing so, take top spot in Group E. What a performance from Partizan NIS Belgrade. Bologna led 47-35 at half-time. They led by 15 at the start of the third quarter. But Partizan kept plugging away and at the very death turned it around, and they win it by 2, the final score. Segafredo versus Bologna 82, Partizan NIS Belgrade 84.
Coach, congratulations for the win. What was the key in the second half?
That we stayed mentally in the game when we were playing bad and they were playing good. So it was a very tough game, but we waited for our moment.
A message to Virtus, to Djordjevic against this tough game.
It's always great to play against such players and such a great coach.
Thank you.
Corsair and there, Cincieri, but it smiles all round. Zagorac with the steal and the two-handed slam. Teodosic missing the three-pointer, and then Walden using his head, getting the first and then missing the second on purpose, and he then finishes with 29 points and a 33 PIR. Teodosic's first double-double of the season, 24 points and 10 assists, but in a losing vein. But Partizan are in the quarterfinals after a fantastic come-from-behind victory in Italy.
Walden, in the second half, you changed the match.
I don't know. They got out to a really good run, and we just wanted to chip at it slowly and slowly. And it just shows the resiliency of the team and the fight we have and the character we have. We could have easily laid down, and we knew they were going to come out strong because how they played in Belgrade, and they did that. But that just shows the toughness of the team, and I'm so happy for everyone and everyone who chipped, who helped out. Everyone did their part, and everyone did a great job, and I'm so happy for them.
Thank you, and congratulations for the win.
Yeah, good to hear from Torian Walden. Instrumental in a fantastic victory for Partizan. And they are going to enjoy themselves here this evening, as indeed are the players. And they qualify for the quarterfinals with a game to spare. And that game is at home against Trento, who are already out. Let's remind ourselves of tonight's contest. And Partizan got the first score. Virtus Bologna replied. Partizan in front once more. And then Virtus got in front, and they didn't relinquish that until the very, last few seconds of the contest. Just looking back, and we'll see that Bologna gave up that lead right at the death with only 18 seconds remaining. Zagorac with that steal, and the two-pointer had 25 seconds left on the clock at that stage. Mosley with the follow-up, but it was all about this man as well. What a performance by Torian Walden. Lovely assist from Markovic. Walden's three-pointer just kept it coming for Partizan. Then the little floater. And this was the steal. Inside the final seconds as he puts through, what's that, 18 seconds left on the clock, 18.1. Zagorac going the length of the parked, put through. Partizan fans are in rapture. And Corey Walden did the rest from the line after Teo Dosic missed the three-pointer. And there are the match stats. Finally, something apart from turnovers on the side of Partizan Belgrade. The 2-point percentage and the steals. And, well, steal number 8 was the most important because it was the steal that gave Partizan the lead. Well, just gives you half a chance to take a breath. And here are the group results. Darüşşafaka, well, what a game that's going to be in Istanbul in a month's time. Bologna take on Istanbul. And, well, the winner of that, although Bologna have the advantage over Darüşşafaka. There is the standings, and Partizan go through. Darüşşafaka lost by 11, sorry, so they need to win by more than 11 when they play Bologna in a month's time in Istanbul. But what a night here in Bologna. It belongs to Partizan, who have qualified for the quarterfinals. For everyone here, it's a very good evening.
Seven days EuroCup in association with